Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where doom and gloom does not exist. This channel is for those who want to improve their preparedness without going off the deep end, keeping it realistic, practical, and balanced. And we have a problem. People want to communicate and use radios, and there are loads of radios out there that have buttons and confusing function. I know this to be a fact. I have many of them, and I literally had to stop making radio review videos because I had to learn a new menu system every time someone sent me a radio or I bought one that I thought was cool. Now, I reluctantly decided to do a review of the radio that's in this box. And after playing with it for a little while, I found that it might be the easiest and it kind of does everything radio that I've ever played with. I've also discovered the easiest way to do a radio review without boring the crap out of you. So please, pay attention. This is the TIDRADIO TD-H3 Plus. I won't bore you with a ridiculous unboxing. We'll literally just go that this thing has a manual. It's not bad. It really focuses on a bunch of stuff. Check, that's good. We've got our radio transmitter receiver, TXRX. Good stuff. We've got an antenna. Let's throw that antenna on there so it looks like a radio real quick. Like, yeah, we're just gonna do that. We're just gonna do that like right. Come here, you. We're just gonna go right there, just like that. I don't really want to spend a lot of time with the unboxing because I think it's probably the biggest. I don't know. It's a cheesy way of doing business. So we're gonna just throw that over there. We do have a power charger, power block, and a USB-A to C connectors. If you guys don't know this, most everything in the radio community is going to USB-Cs. And then we also have another USB-A to USB-C. Why is it yellow? I've never seen a yellow one before. I guess it's supposed to be yellow for some reason. And then we've got our handy dandy lanyard, 1 and 2. There's a reason for that. And then we actually have our little, this is a wireless microphone slash receiver. And then obviously we've got our little clips over here. This one goes to the radio. I'm not going to waste time putting it on for you. But this one literally just clips. You just kind of got to get your fingers in there. After you fight with it for a second, you just click it on, and now it goes on. And it doesn't rotate or anything, so you're going to lose, maybe you might lose a few cool points, but it is what it is. It has its transmit, and then this is volume up, volume down. It's really a simplistic setup, which is one of the reasons why I like this radio. Obviously, this is the power button to turn it on. We will sync it via Bluetooth here shortly, but not now. All right, so let's go ahead and get to some of the stats, the simple stuff, and then we'll start working with this radio, which is what you really need to know and why I like it so much. Here we go. As you can see, it's an actually very small radio. Here's a Bofang UV5G for comparison. Let's get this out of the thing. We're gonna come back to this, I promise, but for right now, let's get it out of the way. And let's get this out of here since we're just going to use this later for some of the cloning, which is really cool. All right, guys. So simply stated, this is a very simple radio to use. Some of the technical specs on it, it's got a 1.44 TFT true color display. It has Bluetooth programming, which is probably one of the coolest parts of this radio. It has a USB-C type programming support. You don't have to program it with that anymore, but you can if you want to. If not, you just plug it right in there and hook it to your computer. That's right, it has its own software, which we will not be doing anything with today because that's not what this video is about. Let's see. Also, we have a 2,500 milliamp battery capacity that is charged via USB-C. I recommend you buy some plugs for that. Also, they condition light for when you're charging it, and obviously it's normally red is charging and green is good. So there's that. Also, this thing does have customizable push-to-talk buttons, but we're not going to play with that today because none of that really matters. And let's see, what else? AM aviation frequency reception. It has the wireless full radio cloning capability, which we will be showing you how to do today because it's important. If you bought a ton of these radios and you want them to be compatible with this, you got to know how to clone this stuff. You got to know how to do the stuff so you don't have to screw around with it. Anywho, it does offer frequency scrambling, NOAA weather channel reception. It also does FM radio reception between 87 and 108 megahertz. Sorry to get technical, I'm going down the list. This is both CC and FCC certified. It has wide frequency coverage and up to 5 watts transmit power on a single channel. Also, it does have smartphone integration that we may or may not get into depending on how long this video gets. And it's going to help you to program it, possibly do push to talk, some Bluetooth, handheld microphone. It's got some crazy features that are kind of cool that hopefully we'll have time to go over. But this radio, I really love this radio for one reason, and I'm going to show it here to you in a second. Also, this thing has web-based firmware upgrade capabilities. You use a piece of software we're going to discuss in a second, and you use that to upgrade. And any person can hook this thing to their cell phone, use the app, and upgrade their software, and even program the radio. It's really easy to do. Okay, so, and lastly, this thing has been upgraded. It's got more juice. 240 megahertz CPU with 1 megabyte internal storage, 128 megabyte external storage. And why did they do that? Because there are a lot of third-party apps for all my radio dorks. That's right, I'm stealing that term because it's really cool, that they can use on this radio. Now that we've rushed through the standard YouTube unboxing radio review that just bores the hell out of most people and confuses most non-radio people, I'm going to show you guys why I really like this radio. First of all, this is sold and marketed as a ham radio. Why? Because it is one. If I turn it on, welcome. You can see it's a ham radio. It operates on ham frequencies, and I'm not exactly sure if that's a ham frequency or not, but I'm going to play with some of these frequencies anyway. Here's the important part, guys. One of the biggest problems that we have in the industry right now is that people buy radios that they can't use because they're either ham or GMSR only, or they're locked. Guys, this radio is basically unlocked. You just have to know how to push the buttons. So I'm going to show you right now here in this video how to do it. It's actually very easy to do. You need to hold the push to talk button. You need to hold the asterisk button, and you need to turn this knob and wait for it to show you a menu. So we're going to do that right now. But I got to put it down here real quick. You know what? I think I might be able to pull it off like this. So I'm pushing. Cancel. Well, we're just going to go ahead and turn it off. We're going to hold those two down. We're going to spin the knob. We're going to wait for the menu to pop up and see where it says ham or normal. Normal means every damn thing. So we're not even going to play around on ham, because if we do, well, first of all, I have a family license, but I don't like using it because it's not technically mine. It's the girlfriend's. I'd be fully legal to do that, but I don't want to play around on that. I do have my own GMRS license, and obviously we're going to play with MERS as well, because some people have MERS radios, like that one, right? I have a few radios, as you saw earlier. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on normal. We're just going to push the button number 2, and we're going to say yes. The blue button is always the affirmative. There we go. And now this radio will do everything. I guess the next thing I need to do to make sure that this thing doesn't turn off on us. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember. You know what? Let's talk about the menu system. It's really easy to use. All this complicated stuff that's on all these radios and 36 parts. See what I'm doing there? Oh, whoa, what's this? What's this? Now you can actually see. You don't have to push any more buttons if you want to see the screen. But we're going to set this screen so that we don't have to do this anymore. Watch this. Blue button, menu button. Blue button, menu button. Okay, select. Orange button, back button. Okay? So for right now, just remember that. So blue button. Okay. And then we're going to be in radio settings. We're going to affirm it again. Okay? And then we're just going to scroll down here. We're going to use those arrow keys. We're not even going to play any stupid stuff. Keypad beep, power save, keypad lock, dual watch, voice, backlight. That's what we want right there. We're going to push the blue button, and we're just going to set it to on. Actually, there we go. Always on. So now, remember the orange button is the back button, right? So boom, boom, boom. And now we're back. Voila! We're in that mode. It's that freaking easy. The menu has only got, I think, 36 items in it, and most items the non-radio dorks will probably never use anyway. Okay, so I guess the next thing is operation. Transmission buttons. They're actually pretty simple. You have 2 of them. Why? Because if you look on your screen, you have 2 different areas that you can select from. That's right, you can run 2 different frequencies simultaneously, okay? And so this one right here will transmit on the whichever one you have selected, and this one will transmit on the one that's in the bottom, okay? The top and the bottom. You know what? I need to get rid of this. I understand that there's some people that don't like these things. Will this thing even come off? I gotta get my knife to get this thing off. I guess there are people that get like, I guess I had pulled it already off. I guess it was just some sticker holding it on. Okay, so anyway, having a little bit of fun with that. Let's talk about the basic stuff. Like I said, this is your transmission 1, this is your transmission 2, and oh, by the way, this one actually has a functional flashlight you don't have to play games with. I'm not a real fan of it until I actually got my hands on this radio. Push it once, boop, flashlight comes on. Yeah, it's pretty simple, right? Push it twice, and now it's like a beacon, right? And then we push that, and it turns off. It's that simple. I don't have to play any reindeer games with the menus, this, that, and the other thing. Things of those natures, okay? It's really simple to use. Now, other buttons to think about. Obviously, we've got our the light button is what we talk about. We got the orange button, which is the frequency. Now, because we're not in the menu, this is channel frequency mode. So if I push this button, I go from channel mode to frequency. Now, channels are preset up. They're preset up. I'm going to show you a really easy way to do it, but I'm also going to show you, I'm going to show you an easy way to do it, but you can also do this using Bluetooth, and you can also do this using their software on your computer, okay? Computer, all right? But the truth is, that ain't what this video is about. This is about keeping things as simple as possible and solving the problems that preppers have with radios, with menus, with 7 million things on this tiny little radio, okay? And this radio really solves that problem. I just kept playing with this thing, and it's like I haven't even touched the manual. I have not touched the manual, okay? So, and then obviously we can use our arrow keys to move through either the frequencies that are already set up, or if we move down here to channel mode, now I can move through the channels. 100, if I don't like that one, 98. If I don't like that one on the top, I can use this one on the bottom, and then now I can move up through those, 20, and so on and so forth. You know, I don't know how I got to channel 23, but we're gonna go to channel 1. We're gonna make this woman say some weird noises. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I could turn that off, but I don't want to. All right, so we're gonna go back to the top, and we're gonna go back to frequency. Nope, that's not it. And we're gonna go back to frequency mode. And now that we're back in frequency mode, let me get back there. AB button, right? AB. Boop. We're gonna go back into frequency mode, and now we can actually use the arrow keys to move between frequencies. Okay, this is not rocket science, guys. This is super Barney. Now for something really freaking cool, okay? This is a MRS radio. This MRS radio is set for...
Turn on the radio. 2.
Channel 2, MRS. I can literally hold down this number 1 button right here. Watch what happens. It's gonna say channel 1 frequency code, and this is store and reset. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pick up my MRS radio, and I'm gonna key it, and then watch what happens. Oh no, it picked up the MRS station. And then I'm gonna store this in channel 1. When we store, that's the affirm, boom. Okay, magical, right? And then if I pick up my MRS radio, oh, I'm sorry, I need to get back out of that. It's now, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta put it on channel 1, right? So I'm gonna go to AB, and we're now in channel 1. This is MRS. Test. Just like that. You can instantly this thing can figure out the frequency a radio keying up next to it is firing off on. And yeah, it's just that easy. You can do the same thing with GMRS. You can do the same thing with a ham frequency. As long as the radio can pick it up, it can figure out everything from its frequency down to its tones and a lot of other magical stuff that only the radio geeks really know about. So this is a welcome tool when you're walking up on somebody and he's got some kind of other radio and you're just like, hey man, I want to get on your freak. What do you think? Okay, yeah, hold on. And you beep, 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 beep. And then you tell him to key it up and then boom, it picks it right up and then you store it. I'm stored on channel 1 right now. It's that easy and freaking amazing if you think about it. The next thing I want to talk about is Bluetooth capability. And why? Because I got a couple of Bluetooth devices that came with this. This is the one that came with this. I got another neat one that they sent me too that I'm going to show you. But it's really this simple. Let's see if a 3-year-old can maneuver this. What we got here? We got settings, radio settings. Let's see if Bluetooth pops up in this menu. Oh, look, there's Bluetooth. Look at that. Boom. Bluetooth. And affirm. And Bluetooth on. We're going to turn it on. And no, we don't want it off. We want it on. And affirm.
Confirm.
Okay. And then if we hit that back button, come on. We now see the Bluetooth symbol is on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's magical. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to turn this puppy on.
Power on.
Okay. Power on. And I'm going to bet we have to pair it. Like I said, I haven't even looked at the darn manual on this thing. So we're going to try and figure this out right now. All right, so Bluetooth, radio settings, and we're going to go down to Bluetooth. If you remembered what number it was, that's great. You could have just hit that if you wanted to, but I prefer just to use the affirm button. All right, BT mode. I'm going to guess we need to, it's got to be in like a specific type of mode, and it's in receiver mode. Because this transmits, we need to make sure this is in emitter mode is what I'm guessing. Let's do that. And if not, then I'll come back and fix it. All right, so we did that. Let's back up one. And then we're not going to worry about the name, but let's go look at pairing. Okay, pairable and paired. I haven't paired anything yet, so pairable. Okay, and it's searching for a Bluetooth. I don't know, maybe do I gotta key this thing maybe? Maybe I gotta key it. Oh, look, it found it. Look at that. TID, microphone. All right, there we go. We're going to hit OK. And it's connecting.
Connected.
Oh, it says it's connected. Look at that. Look at that. And remember, we were on channel 1, MERS 1. Actually, it was MERS 2. And then after playing with it for a minute, I actually put it on a GMRS frequency. Interesting, huh? There we go. In fact, let's get that in there so you guys can see. Let me zoom in. And we'll just show you the buttons. It's not gonna. Here, maybe we'll do it this way. Here we go. I'm gonna push that button. And there we go. Yeah. All right, so as you guys can see, let me get this one out of the way. As you guys can see, these, they come in handy. They come in handy, guys. And it's a nifty little thing to play with. Okay, so the next thing they sent me was this wireless push to talk button that you could actually like put on that comes with a wristband, but you could like put this on any strap, hook it to pretty much anything. And once again, we just need to play with the Bluetooth settings. This thing is probably going to hook up immediately to it. Let's see here, down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Bluetooth. Like I said, I could have just hit the number 5, but I don't want to memorize this. Let's go down to pairing, and let's go with pairing and pairable. Let's see here. Can I push 1? Nope, that doesn't even work. Here we go, pairable, and we're going to turn it on. Okay, after a second, this 1 just came up. It doesn't really have a number or anything on it. So we paired to that, and now let's take a look here. All right, so boop. Look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah, that worked just fine. Just fine. Pretty neat little piece of kit here. All right, so the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is let's just use common sense. Let's just stay in the zone as far as like radios go. As preppers, we need something that, or just people in general, we need a radio that literally can operate with just a couple of buttons. Now, this radio has the capability to do so many things. You can program it with your computer. You can program it with a cell phone and an app. You can do all sorts of stuff. You know, it's got you can stick your little headphone thingies in there. You can even program it this way. All right. It's USB-C, it's got a solid battery on it. All in all, this is an excellent, excellent radio, and it may actually replace all of these that I have. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, do me a favor. Do me a favor. One, don't stop watching YouTube videos, but two, like over here, there's going to be some videos that are going to pop up. Watch one of those. And if not, go someplace else and watch someone else's video. Don't just drop off of YouTube.